I'm Gary.
And I'm Nate.
And this is the Gary
and Nate
podcast. Oh, it's like Hall and Oates. I guess I'd be Hall. You're darker. You'd be
I
Oates.
don't know what color they wear.
They're both white, but one had blonde hair, one had brown hair.
I'll be the brunette.
Okay, there you go.
Sweet.
So I was talking to Trenton, your guy.
Yeah.
And he told me he had a little drama. First, it was funny because on this podcast, I was going to share, I had drama backstage a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
At one of my shows. I did the Parks Casino in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. You ever done that?
No, not
Fucking
yet.
gorgeous theater.
Is it?
It's not a theater. It's a ballroom, but the stage is dope.
Okay.
And the sound's dope. And I like it. They got the big screens on the side, which you like to get the crowd in. But they kind of just bring the chairs in. But it's weird. They're like, they're brought in rows. It's not like individual chairs.
Right.
It's like almost like, I don't know. I can't explain it. They're just rows of chairs bolted down. So shows will start at 8. We started at 8:10. And let me specify. Crowd was fire. Everybody I talked to backstage was fire.
Okay.
The security that helped me with merch was fire. Everything was great. Show started at 8. We started at 8:10. Contract says a 90-minute show. My feature does 30. I go up and I get to 60. I already know I'm going a little over, but that's part of the course. It happens. At 60, I see the light on the side of the stage, and I acknowledge it. Yeah, I see it. And I'm starting to get into my last bit, which is about 5 minutes.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, I'm getting the light again. I go, oh my God, I told you I saw it. And I'm thinking, and my feature is the one giving me the light. And I'm going, you know my act.
Right. You know I'm closing.
So I don't know there's drama going on right now,
okay.
right? All of a sudden, they bring the lights up to the audience. They do this. They go, woof, woof.
In the
woof,
showroom?
woof. Yeah, I'm going, so this is where they fucked up. Because I go, now I got to address it.
Right.
Like I'm on autopod now. I'm ready to wrap this up.
Now you're about to get off. Now you got to slow down.
Now I go, oh my God, I thought I was having a stroke. And I looked up, I go, heaven has chandeliers? So I'm looking up. So that's another 5 on top of what I'm about to do. So I end up doing around 75 minutes. I'm supposed to do 60 when it was all said and done.
Right.
I get off. We go to the meet and greet. I think everything's great. Man, we in the car on the way home, and my feature act, T-Robe, he's like, yo, the dude that was there when we got there was snapping when you went over 60 minutes. I go, what do you mean he was snapping? And he goes, when you hit 60 minutes, he goes, light him. He's at 60. And he goes, all right. He lights it. He goes, when's he getting off? He goes, he's getting into his last bit. He goes, it's like 5 minutes. He's almost done. He goes, all right, we got a poker tournament. We got to flip this room. And he's like, okay. And when he's telling me this, I go, why didn't we start on time then? I mean, I was okay starting 10 minutes late. You got to be okay with me doing 10 minutes longer if that's how you're looking at it. So then he said, I'm going to turn the music on. And T-Row was like, bro, don't you dare. This ain't no open micer. Don't you treat him like this. The show's sold out. He goes, don't you dare cut the music on the middle of his act. And then he said, look, I'm a comedian, but I'm also a man. And if you want to man up, we can do that. Like T-Ro's ready to fight at the drop of a hat.
He got the dog in him. I saw.
Yeah. So the dude was like, he goes, but he needs to get off. So instead of giving me music, he flicked those lights on, right? And when he did that, I started addressing it, and he goes, oh, fuck, another fucking joke.
You heard him?
No, I don't. T-Ro's telling me this. He goes, another. And T-Ro's like, I told you don't do nothing.
Right.
And then, so I get off. I never see the guy, though, after the show. And I was like, I was T-Ro, which guy was it? And then when he tells me, I go, wait a minute. The talkative guy, when we got there, the only thing I asked, he goes, you guys need anything? I go, no, I'm looking at it. Got the water, got the fruit. It's all cut up. I go, do you have a clock on the stage? He goes, this is what he tells me. That's a yes or no question.
Yes.
He goes, okay, we got like a LED. It's on the left. And if you don't see that one, there's one on the right. And it's like a 5-minute monologue. And I go, so yes.
Right.
He goes, yeah. I was like, that's all I was looking for, bro.
Right.
So now that I see him snapping because I went along, it made sense. That's just his personality. The way he was over explaining. He goes, I've never heard of any promoter say this in my life. We paid you for 90 minutes.
Right.
I guess he just wanted 90 and that's it. Most promoters would be like, you went
Let
under
him
90.
Go.
Yeah.
Give me my
He's
money,
like,
baby.
We paid you for
He's
90
in the
minutes.
zone. Yeah.
I'm like, so it was one of those things where I was like, as soon as I got off stage, I go, fuck, I can't wait to call CAA and tell them I want to do this again. Because that was a hot ass room and it was packed. I was like, because we were sold out like weeks in advance. I asked to do a second one. They just said, we're just not equipped. We can't do it.
Yeah. I'm finding out venues do that a lot.
Yeah. I'm like, well,
you don't want to make more money?
Well, I'm like, well, let's do a 7 instead of an 8.
Yes.
So we can add a 10, right? So I was just like, well, no, it is what it is. But I was just like, now I'm feeling like, are they going to have me back? And the reason is I went 15 minutes over.
I mean, the good news is that guy is not choosing whether or not you're coming or going. Yeah, we definitely had something similar.
Yeah, almost an identical story to what you went through just this past weekend. We were in St. Louis.
Hold on. This is airing in a couple weeks, bro.
Oh, well, like 2 weeks ago, maybe even 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
We had just got done doing. My mind is all over the
We just
place.
worked it out 2, maybe 3.
Depending on when I get to this. Yeah.
Well, we were in I can't remember the name of the venue, but we were in St. Louis, and Nate did 2 sold out shows.
The Pageant Theater.
Yeah, the pageant. It was fun. Both shows were great. I'm working Nate's side table, where his screens and all of that, and I'm also keeping time. Nate, the show started on time, 7:00, and like you were saying, I know his bits, I know his set, I just know when he's gonna get off. Like what you said, Nate was supposed to get off by 9:15 so they can turn the room over to the next show.
Mm-hmm.
9:15 comes, I see where Nate's at in his set. I know, like, man, Nate's probably gonna be up there for at least another 20.
Easily.
But I'm gonna light him, like, hey, Nate, you know.
And I look over and see the light. And I'm like, all right, bet.
And he acknowledged me.
Yeah.
I was like,
cool.
okay. Boom.
Any other venue is like, the light is like, all right, this is when you've hit your time.
Just letting you know.
But
I don't ask for a light. Like, give me 5 minutes before I should get off because I am doing 80 minutes, 85 minutes regularly. So
yeah, I've never seen you
me,
do under
like,
60.
All right, cool, I'll pull. I'll start to pull back. I'll start to locate the elements that I need to close out the show with a bang.
Yeah.
And so I'd look and see the light, and then I'm in it again. There's another big moment that we have, and then I don't know. I just saw it in the corner of my eye. I look again. I'm like, that's okay. That's not normal. And it's not just a quick light. Like at this point, Trenton's like, I noticed it because people saw it. So I'm looking this way, and people in the audience look away from me. So I follow them, and then I see the light. I'm like, okay, I got it.
Yeah, well, the reason why that I had to give you that second light is because the guy who's in charge of the crew, he comes up to me and he's like, hey, man, why is your guy fucking us right now? And I'm like, fucking y'all? What do you mean fucking y'all? He's like, he's still on fucking stage. He was supposed to get off at 9. And he's screaming at me. And I'm just like, yo, I mean, I lit him. He saw it. He's going to get off. But I'm telling you right now, he probably has another 20 minutes. No, we have to turn this over for our second show. He's fucking it. You're fucking your fans. And I'm like, my fans? I'm like, those are his fans.
Right.
They're not mine. And he's like, well, I'm just saying he's fucking us too as the crew because that's going to delay everything. I'm like, sir, I hear every single thing you're saying. I just don't understand why you're screaming at me.
And what he expects you to be able to accomplish with a flashlight from the side.
Or
anything he's going to do.
That's what I told him. So I said.
He's just going to get the whole place booed.
So I said, okay, look, I'll go up there. I'll light him again. But I'm telling you, as I'm listening to his set, he's not going to get off until he gets off this way. And he's got at least another 10 minutes. And then you said, and then when I hit you that second time, I'm like, okay, he's seen it. And then you're like, okay, I got to go. And then you're like, let's play a game. And that dude was like, God damn it.
I think you might have been related.
Right. Might have been the same guy.
This is St. Louis. Now you got independent contractors. I'm like, let's see if they're under the same promotional umbrella.
Well, what's funny though is about that. Okay, you got off at 9:30, 15 minutes later than what you were supposed to get off. They were able to turn that room really quick. The second show was supposed to start at 10:45. It started at 10:47, and only because I held it 2 minutes, just because.
Because they beelined out. They're like, let's roll.
Yeah.
And then meet and greet was happening while the new show was being
That's
seated.
why, because I wanted to get them past
Both
the
meet and
stage.
greets though. Early show meet and greet was after. Late show meet and greet was before. So
That's still mind-boggling to me, by the way.
I knocked the whole line out, and then the show started on time. And usually, before the show, I'm out there all the way until 10 minutes before I need to go on stage.
Yeah, I just started doing that.
The show hilarious. That's a good one. But I'll stay out there. Stay out there.
I didn't realize how many shirts you can push before the show, man.
It's nuts. Tell you right now, it's fucking crazy.
Did that guy in St. Louis say anything to you?
Not at all. I don't even know who it was to this moment.
Because he was like, because I was like, hey, well, all that shit you're saying to me,
Hey,
you should
is
tell
the
that to Nate.
pageant? Is the pageant? Do they have a lot of rock bands
They
on
have
the wall?
to. Yes,
On
they
the
had
wall.
hella groups.
Oh yeah,
And
I've done
the
that.
same owner was in all these pictures with people.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
That was God. I did that. That was pre-COVID. Because when you said it, I was like, pageant.
Because it says it's 1,000 seats, but that was more than 1,000 people.
It's a dope room though.
It is nice.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the Criterion in Oklahoma City is eerily like it, but even bigger.
I've done
It's
that
like
one.
a deeper room with the same exact shape.
Yeah, I haven't done that one.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give the people a show, and they would be wise to just let it happen. Like, dog,
Well, you
you're
should
on
be in
the
that
clock.
line of work.
You're getting paid. If I go over, you get overtime. I'm literally paying him. Not kinda, not maybe, not conjecture. He's in my expenses on my breakdown.
And-
Bam, go sit down
but-
in the corner.
And the thing is, literally,
You're screaming at your boss right now? Are you insane?
and literally, like, if you're dealing with bands, I would think comedy shows are way easier.
Much
like leading
easier.
up, you're like this. Oh, this is a stress-free
Much easier.
night.
Then
And a
half the-
microphone, a stool.
I took
Especially
10
us.
pictures with staff after the show where they're like, oh my God. So I'm like, I don't know where he was. But at the time I was like, that's a lot of lights coming from I gotta go. Then I got off and was like, man, I forgot I had a second show. And then there was a security screens right off the stage before you go into the green rooms. And one on the left was showing like the crowd side of things, and one on the right was showing the the behind backstage and all that. And so I stood next to the lady watching myself on camera and saw like the line was like maybe 4 or 5 people wide and thick as it was leaving out, where people were like, well, we know there's a second show, let's get up out of here. And then they said that it was like there was like light rain or something for second show. So, and then I got to my phone, and my boy Patrick J, he's like, dog, you got people out here, the lines around the block, and it's low key raining out here. Like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, yeah, we're gonna hurry up and get them in. So that rain pushed the second crowd in. They didn't fuck around getting out from outside.
Yeah.
If it was a beautiful night, they'd have been out there fucking around for 25 more minutes loading in. But to get out the rain, they were like, let's get inside. So 2 minutes later than scheduled is when we started.
I just don't know what they want us to do. And as headliners, and you guys have like your features and openers in this position, what are you expecting?
I'd rather say this, because what they want you to do is obvious. They want you to figure out how to end the show from the side, which when you're completely incapacitated to do such. What I'd rather give you is what your response should be.
Right.
That is like in tune with what I would be like, good job. And that's, hey man, fuck you. If you don't got that dog in you to say that, then you need to find another way to put it.
Hey,
Say it like
back
my guy-
off, buddy.
no.
You can
Say
walk
what my
off.
guy did. T-Rose said it best when the guy was like, "We're gonna cut the music on Gary." He goes, "Hey, I'm a comedian, but I'm also a man." He goes, "You questioning everything right now. Don't do that as a respect factor."
Trent has done that before. Look, damn near quote unquote. I ain't no motherfucking little boy or something like that. He said.
Yeah.
But that's when it's like, dog, what are you doing? Like we're literally spending $30-some thousand to be here, and expenses covering you and everybody else in this bitch. We've sold all the tickets. You haven't had to do shit all night long, and you've made it. You've put a flag in. You're concerned about how long the show's going. Look at the people. Are the people fucking enjoying themselves? And guess what? Standing ovation. So yes. So you're fucking over your fans right now. Were we? I don't know. Because they piled in there and they slammed that bar.
You wonder how guys get those jobs.
That motherfucker turned that light on in there. Hey, this is the thing. I've already said turn on all the lights. So he's even more incapacitated as to what he could do as he's mad. He can't be like, turn the fucking lights on. They're on already.
Yeah.
His next thing is like, I'll walk out there myself. Now, Now that's a whole nother.
I don't even know what I would have did if the music would have came on. I damn sure wouldn't have got off stage.
Oh no, I'd have sat Indian
I would have
style.
been like, "What are we doing? What's going on?" And then I probably would have just did another hour just out of spite if I would have found out that was going on. Some of these guys just relax, bro. I think sometimes they have their own agenda. Like, I'm trying to get out of here.
Yeah,
Bro, that's
You know what I
the
mean?
number one agenda.
I'm trying to leave. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm like, ugh. So, anyways,
fuck that
last
guy.
month when I told the Ralphie May story,
That shit went crazy viral.
yeah, that was good. So when I did San Diego, Casey came down to hang out for a day, and he said, "Yo, I heard the Ralphie story. It was 90% accurate. Messed up a couple spots though."
Okay.
So, just to recap what the Ralphie May story was in a nutshell, Ralphie did stand up live. Copper Blues is right next to it. If you've ever been to stand up live in Phoenix, it's right next to it. Ralphie was in there having drinks with his boys. I guess they're called the Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Was his openers?
Yes.
So
Corey
they-
and Chad, the twins.
they
from
were there.
Ontario.
Okay, so that's who was his openers.
Remember them?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So they were on there drinking, and the one manager, and because they said the story made it sound like the whole staff was staying.
Okay.
The one manager was like, "Yo, we're gonna close." Ralphie's still over there, and Casey was like, "Just relax.
Yeah,
He's
but
not
just-
gonna be there all night. Just let him finish his drinks.
Yep.
Let him talk for another 30 minutes if he wants to. Just sit in the office and chill." Listen to Casey. He went over and told Ralphie, "Hey, we're closing up. About time to go." And then Ralphie was like, "Oh, you're kicking me out? So you're kicking me out of Copper Blues?
Right.
All right."
Which I didn't have to come to, by the way.
Right. So what Ralphie did, he walked back over to the Improv.
Okay.
And that's where he stayed all night and drank. And he didn't make the manager go get him beers. They had the beers in the green room, but he would refuse to leave. And then he went out in the showroom, I guess, and he'd always look over and whatever the guy's name is, let's say Chad.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Hey, Chad." He said he would just call his name like, "Hey, Chad."
That's even worse.
And then it gets better.
Okay.
It's not over. And I don't know if this was the same night or a different night, but it's the same weekend. He said the Smash Brothers asked for some pizza
Okay.
while Ralphie was on stage.
Okay.
And they said, the kitchen's closed. You ordered too late. And they was like, "Oh." And they tell Ralphie, they weren't stitching. They were just saying, "Hey, man, damn, man, we got to get something to eat." Ralphie goes, "What do you mean? Man, they get you anything?" He
They
goes,
got a kitchen right
we
here.
asked for some pizza. They said the kitchen's closed. He goes, "Oh, all right." He told the manager, "Where's the chef?" The chef comes in. Ralphie goes, Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna get something to eat. Is the kitchen closed?" He goes, No, we can order something. He said, "All right, I'll take everything." So they said, he goes, "Huh?" He goes, "Yeah, we're gonna be hanging out for a little bit, so I don't know what I want. So just make it easy on you. One of everything." Casey said there was so much food getting ushered into the green room, right? And Ralphie
Eats one fucking grape.
no, it gets better. He was taking the food and he looked at the chef and goes, "Hey, chef." He dumped it in the garbage.
What?
"Hey, chef." He dumped it in garbage. And then when it was all said and done, Ralphie goes, "Hey, chef, this could have all been avoided if you would have made the fucking pizza." I could never do
I
that.
could do no shit like that. Because if I was the chef or the manager, somebody got to see me.
No, here's what I said.
We're about to fight.
I couldn't do it.
Some.
Hold on. If it's Friday, I'm not touching shit because there's gonna be some smit or piss in the food.
What do you mean? It's gonna be full on doodle in your shit. Are these chocolate covered strawberries? Yeah, motherfucker. You're like, "Hey, Nate."
Hey, have you seen The Help?
Yeah, right.
Have you
Enjoy
seen
your
the movie
shit
The Help?
pie, brother?
I've been to the States before. I was like this. The best is Casey goes, just kept dumping it. It could have all been avoided
Just made the fucking pizza.
if you just made the pizza, baby.
Fuck.
I
I bet the chef didn't even know pizza was a. The manager's the one that fucked that up.
I don't know.
By
who
being
fucked-
like, nah, the kitchen's closed.
I don't know who fucked it up.
Poor chef was like, I guess I can cook up some shit.
Let
me call my wife and kids and tell them I'm not gonna make it home.
It's just funny, like in doing all these clubs and theaters, and these people getting these customer service jobs, and then some people just go out of their way, and they're the best. And then every now and then you'll get a hiccup, and you'll be like, "Why are you standing on this high
Right,
horse?"
which is full circle to a couple circles. One, that guy shouldn't have been working in St. Louis. That guy shouldn't have been working where you were at. And then third, it illustrates how dope Casey is, because Casey's like, look, I want to accommodate you. It's not an inconvenience for me to make sure that the reason why people are in this bitch and our entire cause for all the money we've made tonight, food and beverage, wants a piece of pizza. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Casey gets it, man.
And the staff, like that, when I did,
It sucks Ralphie had to just be a whole douche to illustrate that.
that was a
but
lot. That was a lot.
That's a whole lot.
But that whole staff at Mic Drop in San Diego was just on it. And I'm sure Plano was the same way when you did Plano. I can't see Casey not. It was so funny. Casey goes, "Hey, how's the staff? The staff treating you good and everything?" I said, yeah, they on it, man. I said, that gay dude, that dude. He goes, gay? I go, huh? He goes, I'm fucking with you. There's a gay manager at Mic Drop in San Diego. I mean, he's obviously gay. And I was like, I said, the gay dude, that mug, he's on it. He was like, gay? I went,
Gay dude?
what? He threw me from it. I said, oh,
That's funny. Casey has good ass people, man. It's
Yeah, he
great
has.
staff. Like, and then it's all internal. Like, I talked to him at length because I'm like,
he's the best to talk to.
well, I wanna expand Super Funny, and so we may do something together. And so we were just talking about, like, you know, how are they fulfilling their management positions and things like that. And he's like, we get on Indeed and we scour.
Mm-hmm.
We scour restaurant managers all over the country, and like we relocate them. We do all. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to figure it out. I don't see why they wouldn't have 30 clubs in the next 10 years.
Yeah, I just wish they were bigger.
Well, the one in Plano was a house of comedy. It was a Rick Bronson house of comedy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know he had one out there.
It was new, but they were bringing very small acts. And then he said, I guess Rick and Tammy are going through a thing, and so they needed to sell that one so that it wasn't a part of a bigger thing.
Oh, okay.
And they only called Casey and Hillary.
Because I guess
So I was like, man, I don't even know. If my phone would have rang to see, I might have had to figure out how to pull the trigger to get to Dallas and do that.
yeah. Because they
It's a big ass area.
how much does Plano hold?
Somewhere between 250 and 300.
Oh, that's good. Because I know he told me the one in Chandler
It's small.
was like 125, and then there's a
Small.
side room of 50.
It's small, but again, they've got it figured out to where they can bring mid-level headliners, and every now and then, you know, a headliner that wants to work out some shit will be there. It's like once a quarter or something.
That's what he told me about San Diego, because Mic Drop has a 50-seater called the Gold Room.
Right next door.
So I said, how does that work?
It's fully booked.
He said, no. He said, the Gold Room? He goes, we don't ever have a problem selling that out. He goes, it's all what you said, mid-level headliners. He goes, but the good part is we're so close to A. He was like, A-listers will come down just to work out because he knows there's no pressure.
Right.
They can fuck around,
The
get the timing
beach.
down.
They can stay
he's
at the condo.
50. Oh, he said me and you are the only two.
Really?
You know?
No,
He
I
said
think Big Irish J stayed there too.
Oh, did he?
He might have been working though. I don't know.
I don't know. Because one of the guys said Dice Clay stayed there, so maybe we weren't the only two. But Casey was like, I think him himself has only extended it to me and you. Like
Got it.
that.
I believe it. Yeah.
Because he got confused when I called him. I said, hey, Nate said something about places real nice. He was trying to put me at a hotel. And then he was like, I said, nah, it's supposed to be a condo. I was like, oh, shit, man, I got confused.
Right.
I was like, nah, I ain't trying
Did you walk around?
Dude, I used to live there. That was my old stomping grounds. I'm reminiscing.
Oh shit.
I'm reminiscing about the girl I finger banged in the club one night. You go to nightclubs your whole life. When you finger bang a chick in a club, you never forget that night.
Gary's always got his goddamn fingers in somebody. This is a fingered motherfucker, man. I never had.
Yeah.
You got like 6 stories.
Sorry.
Sheila.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sharon. Sharon got finger popped. This girl got finger popped in San Diego. Your dick is
Brenda.
looking at your fingers like.
It only happened once. I lived there for 4 years.
Brenda,
I went
the
out
server.
every weekend.
Yeah.
There was one night in San Diego it happened.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That wasn't Brenda, though.
Nah, Brenda was in high school.
Right. So is it just the two?
No, but there's certain days you don't forget, bro.
I'm not going to forget these women that I
You
finger
don't
popped.
forget.
Oh, that's funny.
No, I was like, I went to my old apartment that there's like a mile from Mic Drop.
Yeah.
Still there. Pool still there. I
Really?
wanted to knock on the door so bad, but I thought that'd be weird.
Should've
I said,
knocked.
I said,
Fuck
black
'em.
people live there, they would have let us in.
Yeah, they would have.
Oh.
Gary.
I told the story of
What?
I had a roommate. This is a crazy story, Nate. I had 2 roommates in San Diego. And one roommate, real good looking Puerto Rican dude. And we were the same rate.
You finger fucked him too?
No, didn't finger him.
Okay.
He had a sister.
Like, God damn.
He had a sister.
Okay.
So, you know how much money you make when you're in the Navy.
Yes.
And so he always had a little more money than me. Like, I had an S10 pickup. He had a brand new Ford Mustang. He had like designer clothes. I'm like, how the hell he got all this extra money? Like, I know his job.
Signing bonus?
Nah. I finally pulled this. I go, hey, Rob, are your parents rich or something?
Right.
I said, how you got all this extra shit? So we had a 3-bedroom. He had the master bedroom. So he paid $50 a month extra.
Right.
And I was like, he's always had a little more. He goes, hold on. Keep in mind, he's ripped up, early 20s, right? He goes in his closet, slides open the door. He's got a chest. He pulls out the chest. It's got one of them combo locks. He opens up the chest. He pulls like all this shit out. He look at the bottom. This motherfucker was a male nude magazine guy in Europe. Keep in mind, this is 95.
In Europe. So
There's
you saw
no-
European magazines.
Yeah, so it's like his name is like Fabio or some shit, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's standing like this. So he's naked, but he's his shit. And he's like, he's on the cover of this shit. He goes, bro, I go to LA once a month. This guy pays me $5,000 to take nude pics. They're not released in the United States, only in Europe.
Right.
He goes, dude, I'm kind of big. Not big like you down, but like
I'm
you
the man
big
in Europe right now.
So I'm doing the math. I go, holy shit, bro. You make $60,000 a year?
Right.
Just take pictures of you naked?
Right.
He's like, yeah, he goes, but it ain't in the States. He goes, and some of them are gay magazines. I'm not gay. He goes, but who you think's buying the male new magazines?
Right.
Women and gay dudes.
Uh-huh.
He goes, I guess dude told me I'm huge with the gay people in Europe, right? I'm just going, what?
That's amazing.
But he's the dude, when we went out, whoever the baddest chick in the club was,
He pulled
Oh.
every time.
every fucking time. And this is before I knew guys backstab other guys with their women. I was kind of naive to the game, right?
Okay.
It happened 3 or 4 times. He would have a girl. He's like, yo, Gary, my ship isn't pulling in until Saturday. I got this girl flying in Friday. Can you pick her up from the airport and just hang out with her till I get in town Saturday?
Right.
I must have been the most trustworthy man on the planet. I never forget, he had this chick come in from Hawaii because his ship went to Hawaii. He met her.
Right.
She gets off the plane. One of the most beautiful Asian women I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
And she's all name brand, Gucci, whatever, right? Louis Vuitton shit. And she gets off, and I looked at her, whatever her name was, Stacy. Hi, Stacy. I'm Gary. Keep in mind, I'm like in New Balance, jean shorts, and the polo that isn't polo with the 2 little flags on it. So she goes, oh, hi. Meet her. We go out we went out to eat. We went out that night, took her to Pacific Beach. She bought all the drinks.
Ooh.
She's telling me, oh, my girlfriends will love you. You got to get to Hawaii. I'm like, bitch, I make $30,000 a year. How am I going to get to Hawaii?
Put me in your luggage.
There's no Instagram back then. I don't know
Right.
what her friends look like. Rob comes in Saturday. Oh, man, thanks, Gary, man. I appreciate you taking care of her and shit, man. She loves you. I was like this. Why do I always get these badass bitches that want to introduce you to their friends?
Right.
So that happened 3-4 times. I just never
bringing
seen
a friend.
Huh?
Bring a friend for
That's
Gary.
what I'm saying. They're always coming in from out of town. And then he ended up getting a Hooters waitress pregnant. I remember that. He had a kid with a Hooters waitress.
Sick.
Yeah, Rob, but the male new model was my roommate.
He's cleaning up. I
Yeah.
wish we could look him up.
Yeah.
Or at least like find that picture where he's going like that, covered up, just have him go whoopsie on the screen real
This is
quick.
like 95, 90. But the funny part is, I just looked at the cover. And he goes, yeah, I mean, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to open the magazine, bro. He's like, oh, I'm right there. I'm like, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I don't need to see all that shit.
That's amazing.
Hell no. Rob, baby. He was a Puerto Rican dude. Damn, he used to pull him.
Hold on just a second. Super fast.
Hi, this podcast is brought to you by what's like a shitting.
I was trying to think of that, some kind of laxative drink.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I keep seeing stuff about this Ohio father
Oh, I know.
took out
That's
that cop.
Cincinnati. He didn't,
Yeah.
It's not the cop that killed his son. It's
So
just
it's
a
just
cop.
See, that changes the story for me. I thought it was the cop.
No, they haven't released who the cop is.
Yeah, then that don't make sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was. Then it's people how they're posting it, because I'm reading what people are posting. They're like, oh yeah, he got the same cop that got his son.
No, nobody knows what cop it is. Like, well, the cop got released, but it's not the cop that killed his son. They're saying now there's so many stories about it. They're saying he wasn't driving. Somebody else was driving. He's taking the rap because now there's eyewitnesses going, there was a lady driving the car. And then they're saying the cop that he killed is the dad of the cop that killed his son. Because the guy that got killed is a retired police officer. He was just, he was doing shit for University of Cincinnati. He was just doing it for extra money. There's so many shit's going to come out.
Yeah. Now it don't feel right, because everybody was applauding him. But if he didn't kill the cop, not that I'm saying he should do.
If he killed the dad of the cop that killed his kid, then I'm like,
No, that's not. That's
like
not he just killed a cop.
It's a random one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was like,
Yeah, that's the video.
chin
I saw.
high all the way through. Yeah.
Eyeballing all the other cops there. But now all that makes sense now why they're so mad, because like, dude, you killed a random, like the dude that didn't even. Anyway,
Well,
Man,
you killed a
let's-
random black kid.
Well,
That's what he's
we
gonna
got
say.
to see what happened. I mean, he was in a stolen vehicle, and he did have a gun that was loaded.
Yeah.
Let's act like he wasn't at
he's
the
doing
park
a lot.
hooping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying he deserved to die.
No, and
let's
they got
also-
to figure out a way to stop people without killing them.
We can talk about it.
or just kill
Let's
everybody.
do a fake ad so we come back with something and keep rolling in.
All right. This podcast will be brought to you by Blue Chew one day.
Have you ever taken Blue Chew?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Solid.
As a rock.
Yeah. If you what was Superman? The Man of Steel?
Yeah. Does it have any implications like with your heart or anything like that?
I'm still here.
Do you feel dumber or slower or anything?
I feel confident.
That you have more Blue Chews.
I'm just saying.
And what's better, Blue Chews or honey packs?
I think Blue Chew's safer.
Really?
Ever since Kevin Samuel died, I don't know if I trust them honey packs.
That's what he died from?
I heard he died. He bought some gas station dick pills or honey, one or the other.
Shit.
So it was either Rhino, the honey pack. I don't know. The honey seems to be the easiest thing to go down, though. Smooth.
Ooh-wee. So yeah, Blue Chew. The Blue Chew's safer, stronger,
Less
works
gay when you
faster.
take it, less gay when you take it.
There's no schloop sound, that's for sure. Get you some Blue Chew, fellas, if you want to rock up.
It's
and
just
rock
like an
out.
aspirin. Just pop it in.
How long you got to wait?
It's supposed to wait 30 minutes, but I just wait till my dick gets hard.
I've never taken any dick pills or anything.
Oh, really?
Ever.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm concerned because I hear all the stories. They're like, bro, I couldn't get it to go down. And I don't want to be that guy.
No, I've taken some in the past. It's not a regular thing, though. I've never had an issue. Thank God. Never had the male impotency or I can't get it up when it's time.
I mean, it's a major business. That Viagra be moving, but Blue Chew is sound like it's even better than Viagra was.
Yeah. Blue Chew. I've taken Row. The Row is another one that they be advertising on podcasts.
Bro?
RO.
Okay.
That's what Shannon Sharp uses.
Well, I don't want to be that hard.
Straight up.
Oh, Skip. Ooh, Skip.
Ooh, Skip.
I don't want to be that hard.
I hope.
Check out you some Blue Chew, man. Fellas, get a hold of it. Change your sex life. BlueChew.com.
Bam.
You like
It's
that?
an interesting concept, Blue Chew, because you think of blue balls, you're not getting any. So they went with Blue Chew, of all colors.
Yeah. They should have went with like,
Blue doesn't make you feel like you're just throwing it down and flipping it.
no, blue is like sadness.
Yeah. Blue's like afterwards. You're just relaxing in the clouds. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You think you want gold or red.
That's some good pussy. You in the clouds after.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck around and have twins.
I don't know what the fuck's going on in Tacoma, but down here in Houston, we'll have you in the clouds. Fuck around and move there.
Yeah, twinsies.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's what's up. So
Did
what?
you hear about the dad in Cincinnati that killed the cop?
Yeah, I saw footage of him walking by a bunch of cops where he like had his chest up and his chin up and he was mugging the cops, and a couple of them three, I would say, were mugging him back as he went into.
Well, I mean, if you kill a cop, if you are a cop, you're probably not going to be smiling at the guy. But at the same time, the dad's son got killed by a cop the day before.
And
got
that
shot.
and that for me is where all of the information around the story changes. Because in my opinion, the dad can't do no wrong after that.
But he didn't kill the cop that killed his son.
Doesn't matter. If you kill one of mine, I'm killing one of yours. If you kill my kid, I'm killing one of you guys. And that is a harsh reality. Some people just got to, if they got that in them, some people have, they can be rational after something like that to be like, no, it wasn't all of them. It's just the one. But I feel like there is a decent percentage of people that are like, fuck all of them.
Oh, I feel like this is so layered because I've
Very.
heard so much come out. Like, I think the one rumor that I think is not true, I don't think he killed the cop that killed his son.
Well, yeah, but I heard stolen car, gun in car.
The son
was
his
running.
son,
Yeah, I heard
they
it.
pulled him over.
Yeah.
What we do know, they pulled him over. There was 4 teenagers in the car.
Mm-hmm.
They all took off.
Yeah.
This particular cop chased his son. His son did have a gun that had bullets in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying that he got killed because he turned around or something. But they said when the dad saw the footage, they said he was very disturbed by it. He didn't say anything. He didn't become irate.
Mm-hmm.
He said it was almost eerie. He left and then he went and killed a cop. So there is that.
You see what I'm
case
saying?
of temporary insanity.
For sure. There's a sect of society that's like, if you take one of mine, I'm taking one of yours. And they're lucky they caught him after he got one, because however many he felt was the equal equation to his kid that he raised.
Here's the problem.
How many vigilante movies is this?
I know,
what
but here's the problem with killing a random cop like that. Like, the same way you don't want to stereotype all black kids are bad, because this was a white cop, black kid shooting again. You don't want to do that. The same token, the cop that he killed, we don't know. This cop could have been a pillar in the community. This cop could have helped out numerous kids. We just don't know, because he was already retired.
True. So could the kid, though.
Kid had potential. I'm saying. So is it 2 wrongs don't make a right?
But you don't give a fuck when you've lost your kid. I don't
understand
care what,
that.
it's right when it feels right to me. It's a selfish decision, but it's an eye for an eye.
But here's what's gonna happen with this.
I mean, be honest, Gary. You got 2 kids that you got 2 twins, little baby twins. If the cops killed
One of my
if
kids.
the cops fuck it, both of them. Some
Damn,
crazy. Okay, does something flip inside of you that's like every uniform, you sons of bitches, or are you like looking for the specific officer?
I think it's you. There's no way anybody can answer that unless you do it. There's no way I can answer that.
I think
It's easy to say yeah.
I think
But the
had you
truth is, I
asked that
don't
dad
know.
the scenario, you would have got what he was like. Yeah, I'm gonna go fuck some up.
Yeah.
I
do think
think there's some of you just have no idea. You don't know what
you don't know what you do.
Yeah, but I know the content of my character. I know.
Oh, I saw you go after a parking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you would do.
I don't got no.
I think I'm a little more level-headed than you, Nate. I saw you go after a parking guy and hold on, held up the entire recording. Like fuck Gary flying into Tacoma and on 3 hours sleep. and
Okay, but
wanna get a nap.
in my defense,
I gotta get that.
I would have went
motherfucker.
out there for you too.
Yeah.
Now
True.
I look out the window and no, Gary goes, "Who's that guy?
Okay, fucking with your. Okay, let's lay it out.
Somebody's fucking with your car, right? My brand new car that I fucking saved up and told jokes, and that's what I bought with joke money. I look outside and I see this brand new vet, and there's a guy wearing dirty clothes and long grungy hair, and he's doing his second circle around my car, looking at the front of it
Taking
and the back
pictures.
of it. I don't. Maybe I didn't see a
Oh, he
picture
took pictures
taken
of it.
Well, there you go. He's taking
Sure.
pictures. He ain't taking pictures of no other cars. So then I go to the balcony in my office and I'm like, "Yo, what's wrong? Why are you messing with the Corvette?" No answer. He literally ignores me and he's walking. I'm like, maybe he didn't hear me, but there's 2 women paying for parking further away than him, and they both look. They heard. He could hear me.
Yeah.
So I say, "Yo, parking guy, what's wrong with the Corvette?" He goes, "I have to check it,
Dumbass.
dumbass."
Oh, that was a lot.
Now I have to check it, period, or I have to check it, ellipsis. All that is fine. You doing your job. You telling me
Yeah.
you're doing your job. You're walking around a very valuable possession, and now you call me a dumbass because I inquire why you were within 1 foot of my shit.
Yeah.
I need to talk to you about your last 2 words.
Right. I bet you his cousin works at the Pageant Theater in St. Louis.
And the one that works at the other one.
Yeah, Parks
they're a
Casino.
serious family.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I go downstairs,
Did you
and
find it?
first I said out loud, I said, "I'm coming down." So then I go downstairs. Mind you, my intention is to be like, "So why are you talking to people like that?"
That part.
He can't whoop me, so we're not even going to get to where we're finding that out. So I'm like, "Why are you talking to people like that? You got a job to do. Do your job. I respect what you're doing. You've put tickets on my car before. I'm not out here fighting you over tickets. What's up?" Instead of him being out there to where I can have a conversation after I said I'm coming down, he's in his car already, trying to get out of here as fast as he can at the stoplight. I go to the corner because it was a red light. Because I'm not sure it's him. I'm like, that kind of looks like the guy. So I walk on the sidewalk and I look to the car. He looks over at me. He makes a left. Then he hits a quick right and he goes up the hill. We come back inside. I don't even know if this part happened. You were making coffee. I came
Yeah.
back in. I went back out on the balcony, and then that was 10 minutes ago. From this moment, there's another lady outside walking around the parking lot doing the same thing. I'm like,
What are they
what
doing?
the fuck? They're just trying to man the parking lot. So either he called and said, "Hey, I can't do blah, 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 blah," and tried to get up out of Dodge to keep it from getting in trouble because you realize you didn't call somebody,
Dumbass.
and that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So then she's in the parking lot, and I'm like, "Who's the guy with the long hair?" She's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "There was a guy, he's like frumpy, long hair, grungy clothes. He drove a little short gray car." She's like, I think, I said, "You don't know who that is?" She's like, "I think there's a lot of us." I said, "Well, I appreciate you trying to, cover his identity or whatever, but you
Yeah.
know exactly what I'm talking about." I said, "He was walking laps around my car, so I came to my balcony and I said, 'What's wrong with the Corvette?' No response. He ignores me. And I'm like, 'Yo, parking guy, what's wrong with the Corvette?' And he goes, 'I have to check it, dumbass.'" And she's like, "Ooh. Oh yeah, that's not right. You can't
At
say
all.
that. I'm gonna notify my manager. I'm gonna let my manager know." I'm like, "I'd appreciate it." And really, I don't even want to get him in trouble. Could you tell him bring his punk ass back here and have a conversation about who he's calling a dumbass?
Yeah, that's a lot. Especially when you didn't cuss at him.
Not at all.
You just said, "Hey, what's up?"
And I'm
with
not changing the
Corvette?"
tone of it now. Like I'm not flipping it.
I heard you.
It's dead ass. Is exactly how I just did it.
Yeah, I was shocked when Trenton told me. He goes, "Yeah, he called him dumbass." I go, "What?
He called you a
Randomly?
dumbass.
Randomly?"
Meanwhile, I'm at the elevator like.
It was coming
so
off on the first floor.
I took the stairs down. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, like first when you yelled and Trent was like, "Dude, I thought Nate was already downstairs." I go, "I'm going fruit and veggies in if he can move that fast." Oh my
First of all,
God.
I am agile, mobile, and hostile. I'm much faster than I look. But anyway, I just went to the balcony. So he's yelling that shit back. You know what I'm saying? I have to check it, dumbass.
Yeah, who does that? This goes back to why are some people in these jobs?
It's not. And man, here's another thing. Did you see the lady that was working the night shift at the desk of our hotel?
In St. Louis?
Yeah, no, in OKC.
She was not.
Yeah.
She should not be in hospitality.
Nah.
Oh, really?
She messed up. She messed up a bunch of times. She gave me a key to
Several,
another.
there's 4 or 5 rooms.
Is she white or black?
Every city. She was Native American.
Yeah, she looked Native
She was
American.
she was pretty.
Pretty sad.
So then Trenton, I go to my room. I come out. I'm just telling from my vantage point. I come out of my room and I see the back wheels of the camera case disappear as he's going to get on the elevator. I think nothing of it. Trenton. I think nothing of it. It's on the 4th floor now. But then Sue Ra is out in the hallway and she's like, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, Trenton just came in my room. They gave him the wrong key. And I was like, okay. So he's going to go get the right key. She's like, "Oh, it just surprised me." I'm like, "Go back in the fucking room, Sarah." She's like, "Whatever."
No, she's right though. Like she's in her room. She's thinking like I'm good to go. I'm safe. She's changing or whatever.
That would freak me
Fuck
out as a
yeah.
guy.
The lady
I'm like, what the
gives
fuck?
me a key to get into this room, so I'm like, I can't wait to get in. And then she's just like, "Oh my God, wait, what?" And I was like, "What?" And then I hear her. She kind of startles me too. I'm
Right.
like,
They
hey.
both farted.
Yeah.
He's coming in farting. Oh, finally in the room. She's like,
So-
"What the fuck?"
But I'm like, how do you?
So then I come downstairs not connecting totally with who was at fault. Because we always have key. We're like, which room are you in? Which room are you in? It's always a mix-up. I'm like, maybe Trent was supposed to be with the guy room and then she's with the girl. No, the lady gave him the wrong damn key. So when I get down there, it's him. Who else was there? It was one other person.
It was a random.
No, it was one of ours. It was either Courtney or it was somebody who was with us. Because then she was like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "No, I'm with him. I'm the one that bought all the rooms." And then she looked past me and was like, "Can I help you?" It wasn't Surah. No, it was Surah. She came down.
Maybe.
And then you were like, "Yeah, she gave me the key to Surah's room." So I just went in there and startled the hell out of Surah. And I was like, "Oh." And then the lady was like ice cold. There was there was nothing apologetic
care.
about like you just really just violated somebody's privacy in full. So fast forward, so we do all that. We go to the show, both shows. No, one show. Come back. It's 3 hours later. Somebody sends me one of the dopest things I've ever laid my eyes on, and I'm like, "This is so dope. I'm about to show somebody." I'm like, "Ma'am, do you want to see something fucking really cool?" And she was like, "No, I don't want to see anything cool." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "No, all you got to like, look, it's just on my phone." And she was like, "Sir, I am not going to look at your phone." I was like, "Ma'am, this is really fucking cool." And she was like, Sir, I am not going to look." I was like, "God damn, you are super not with the vibes. Like, what's wrong?"
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to head out.
Isn't it weird how people are like that? They
I
fuck
couldn't
up the
believe
whole
it.
vibe.
I was like, "You shouldn't even be in hospitality." And then all night she was just like, First off, I don't know what she's going through, so I don't want to put too much on her. But like, lady, you're giving out room keys to people. And they're going to the wrong rooms.
You're
with guests
setting
in
the
them already.
tone for their trip.
I don't know about that much, but you.
No,
Yeah,
she
if
is.
you get to the
She
hotel,
is.
you had a long flight, you get to the hotel, you want to come relax, you would like a smiling
you can
face.
ruin somebody's trip for
You
sure.
would like a smiling face.
Also, we're lucky it was Surah, because you could have
That's
just
what
walked
I
in
mean.
on any random
That's
person.
what I mean.
Yeah,
I'm like,
See,
that
really,
was
you were in
crazy.
danger because what if you walked in on a rootin' tootin' in
That-
Oklahoma
Bing, bing, bong.
and she's down there treating us like we're uncouth? I'm like, bitch, and I literally was like, man, I'm not gonna cuss this lady out. I'm not, but I was like, we'll just go. So we went to the little after party thing. This is what I was trying to show her. Have you seen the Goofy movie? The animated film? Okay, for those of you who know what I'm talking about, the Goofy movie, the whole movie, they're like on a trip trying to go see Powerline, the Powerline concert. Powerline is basically the Goofy movie version of MC Hammer. Okay. And they get to the concert, and you just watch on TV. It has a dance. Basically, Goofy has this perfect cast that he does, and he's trying to teach Max, and it's Goofy. He gets a Powerline concert. They accidentally like end up on stage with Powerline, and they're panicking. No, I'm just gonna. It's not like it's a spoiler. We were like 4 when this came out.
I don't want to hear it.
If you don't want to look, you're gonna have to listen. So I said, anyway. So Max is like, "Dad, do the perfect cast." So then Goofy does his perfect cast, and it turns into a full dance phenomenon because then Powerline, the guy, is like looking at his feet. Then they're doing the dance choreographed together. Then Max falls out. So the dad, the son, and the famous guy, they're all on stage. It was a great moment for the movie. Lots of people memorized it. Courtney Hayes, who was she came and opened the show, knew the dance. Like, knew the choreography, was doing it in the parking lot while I was showing. So look what YouTube did. Now, even if you haven't seen it, it's for Gary, if you haven't seen it, what I'm about to show you is crazy. Check this out. You have no choice. So if you have to quit your job.
Don't want to look at your phone.
So look, what they did was they made, let me mute my phone so we don't get like a strike or something. They made this a 3D environment with just your phone. Which I've never seen before. Now, I have if you got on MetaQuest headphones, like there's cool. The crowd. This is what I was like, yo, lady, look. I mean, anywhere you move your phone, you're in the concert. I refuse to look.
Oh my God, she would have probably loosened up.
I know it would have loosened her up, but I wasn't gonna do all that. But so you can literally be on stage while it's and just it's the whole environment. I don't know how YouTube did that, but it's called a 360-degree concert experience. And it has 3 to 4 million views in like 4 days. So this is a whole thing, and I'm already trying to figure out how to do a couple of things like that.
I'm gonna do it.
You're late.
I'm gonna do it.
Do it. Do it. Do an animated Gary.
Nate's gonna be like this. All right, I got something. I was doing 360 shows, Gary, and I see you doing 360 shows.
Yeah.
No. 355.
Yeah,
I didn't. You can't go all the way to the right of the stage. I cut it off at 5 degrees, so I can only do 355 degrees. Yep.
But what I'm saying is, I did Surrounded in Montreal for JFL, and it was a dope ass show, and they had the 3D cameras. So then the people who have on the MetaQuest headsets, it sits them in a seat in the front row. No matter who the viewer is, they sit in the same seat, and you can look all around. Like at one point, like somebody in the crowd dropped their drink, and like literally, like you see the soda running towards your feet, and then the comics just walk out like this close. Like when they show me the sample of it, they're like, "This is how it's gonna look." I put them on, and like Nicole Byer was like, "I was like, God damn!" Like, they're like, "Oh, zoom out." I'm like, "Yeah, please."
Yeah.
But she was literally in the middle of the room in your front row to this show, and then the crowd is 360 around her, so that's why they call it Surrounded, because it's in the round.
Oh, okay.
This, I didn't need no goggles. I didn't need this. Anyone can pull that link up and have this experience without having to like frame your surroundings and make sure you don't hit your coffee table and all that shit. So that's why I thought like, man, that's whatever that was, that's massive potential, in my opinion, to be something crazy. Anyway, so yeah, I've already started the process of being like, how in the fuck did they do this? And my manager's already found the contact responsible for it, and we're emailing back and forth.
All right, well, let me know.
I'll have to. But this is what I'm saying when I'm talking about innovation and trying to be like, okay, like how can we do this first?
Let me know.
Right.
Let me know.
Yeah.
I'll be the first white one.
See? There you go.
Remember Elvis?
Yeah.
Bam! Like this.
Can't wait till this fucking special comes out. Woo!
I did a 360 special, Nate.
That would be lit. But the thing that we were talking about was that like, a lot of people are watching our stand-up on their TVs at home. They're just pulling the links up on their smart TV.
Yeah.
So they're like, people are literally coming to me and be like, man, we watch you on TV every night. I'm
Isn't
like,
that wild?
Well, how are you watching me on TV? Oh, we just pull up YouTube TV. We watch you on our TV. So in their mind, they're watching TV.
Yeah.
They are watching a television and you're on it. So
I'll catch myself at my house. I'm so used to watching clips of, whatever, ESPN or UFC or anything. I'm so used to watching like one of my favorite shows is UFC Embedded.
Okay.
It's the week of the big fights
I never heard of
Monday,
it.
from Monday through Friday.
Okay.
They just do 10 minutes,
Mhm.
and it's basically showing what the fighters are doing that week, like cutting weight, press things. The cutting weight shit fascinates me. How these guys are just how they lose so much weight in a day,
Right.
you know. But I'm so used to watching it on my phone and laptop, I sometimes forget I can just put it on my TV, and then I
Mhm.
can actually be sending emails
Right.
on my phone and laptop and then watching at the same time. You just forget.
Forget. There's a
some
lot of people
people-
that literally their gaming console is attached to their TV, so they just go on YouTube right on the gaming console or Netflix or whatever the streamer is, and there it is in their living room. You can't pick your whole TV up and have that 360-degree
That's not what I
experience.
want to ask you. And even though the movie's been out now, did you see Sinners?
Yes.
Did you like it?
I thought it was great.
Was it like the best movie you ever saw?
In my life?
I really liked it too, but then when people are like, "This is the greatest movie ever," I go, "Did I miss something?" I thought it was really good, but I didn't walk out there like when I saw Braveheart,
Okay.
dude. I hugged the guy next to me. I didn't know him. It was that good. You saw Braveheart?
Yeah.
Mel Gibson,
Yeah, but they castrated him and
William Wallace,
yeah.
dude.
It was definitely there's movies where I've been in the theater moved by them. Sinners was it was a wonderful cinematic experience. I made sure to watch it in the IMAX,
Me
the one
too.
that Ryan Coogler said to go watch it in, so you see as much of the movie.
me
So I
too.
did all that. I enjoyed myself. Eerily similar to
From Dusk Till Dawn.
I was trying to get Trenton going
Yeah.
because he's like,
I made a video. I mean, I got 800 followers on TikTok,
Film yourself.
and I left this.
Hey,
I can't. My
So let
phone's-
me just get this straight. So Nate is
Here,
from
I
Dusk
can-
Till
I can do
Dawn,
it.
and I'm Sinners,
I got you.
according to
got you.
Trenton. You're Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
I'm Sinners. No. It's a different genre. It's
Oh.
different.
There's similarities.
Yeah, there's definitely similarities, but
But another
black people are. I think it's like there's an attachment to this movie because Ryan Coogler, being a black director, Michael Jordan, it was.
well, Michael Jordan did body
people.
this shit.
He did
I
playing
didn't
two
know he was
different
gonna make
characters.
twins.
All of that shit was dope. But From Dusk Till Dawn was one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. I watched
movie's
it
so good.
well over 50 times since I was like 10. Watching this movie,
good.
right? George Clooney, Quentin
Tarantino,
Tarantino, Salma
Juliette
Hayek
Lewis.
had the. Oh yeah, and she murdered that movie. Great, young Julia Lewis.
And what was it Danny Trejo?
Danny Trejo was in it. There was this black dude.
The old football player.
Yeah,
was in
old
it, too.
football
Yeah,
player was
yeah.
in it. I forget the dude's name who played the Sex Machine because it was a big Mexican cast.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so after I watched the movie, I watched it by myself. I got on my phone. I was like, man, that was a dope movie, but I couldn't help but think like it was basically a black From Dusk Till Dawn. Boom, posted it on TikTok and didn't think nothing of it. I woke up. It caught fire, and all these black people was like, Uncle Tom.
Oh, damn, just 'cause you made the
crab in the bucket.
comparison?
Just because I made that. See, we can't never have nothing. I'm like,
It's always one of you.
Yeah.
so I'm like, what did I say that was wrong? I mean, if you line up, I mean, they're like, well, no, you just didn't understand it. It was about this. And then I'm like, that was just what's that movie? The Oz. I mean, it was the black version. They had their own
I mean, it
things of
was
it, but
different. But when I
Look,
saw
it
it,
was The
the
Wizard of
first
Oz
movie
and
I thought
Oz?
of.
the
The
core.
Wiz? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm saying like there's versions of movies that get made that are completely like other movies. Set It Off. You remember
Well,
Set It Off?
Yeah.
There's a movie called The Town with Ben Affleck and Jeremy
Renner.
They made a movie called The
I'm
Town.
thinking Set It Off with Gabrielle Union. Like, what the fuck? Is that?
No, Set It Off.
Queen Latifah.
Yeah, Queen
and
Yeah,
Latifah.
the Town was so
Vivica
dope.
Fox.
The Town was dope. But what was that movie about? Do you remember?
Yeah, they were robbing.
Robin Banks.
Yeah.
They needed money. You know, they all had families, and then they had the
Yeah.
wild brother was Jeremy, but they were hitting these banks in Boston. Set It Off. They were hitting
But
those banks.
here's the thing: the Heat was Robin Banks.
There's a lot of heist movies.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
but it's like the vampire movies. But I will say,
Vampire movies where they have to shack up in a building for their safety and then fight vampires off.
like
That
like
is a
The
pretty
Walking Dead.
close-
There's
No,
so many versions
brothers.
of
The Brothers was a big one with Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney being
they
brothers.
were
Same way Michael B. Jordan.
that. Yeah, but
were
there
the
wasn't
brothers.
there wasn't a pedophile. Because remember, Quentin Tarantino was a pedophile.
Oh, well,
in that
yeah, I
movie.
mean, yeah, but that was just his
But
past.
I
you know?
will say, when I saw Sinners, the first movie I thought of was Dusk Till Dawn. I didn't think they stole it. I just think, oh, this is the closest I've seen from Dusk Till Dawn.
You had the preacher in From Dusk Till Dawn who was questioning his faith. You had this kid whose dad's preacher. He was kind of questioning his faith and where his dad.
I mean, you're right, and you're also reaching at the same time.
There was that musical sequence they had, and then they compared that to the big musical sequence that was in From Dusk Till Dawn when Selma Hayek was over there doing that like slow, sultry dance. You had the way, even the way the movies ended. George Clooney, he doesn't get killed by a vampire; he gets shot and dies, and then he gives the keys to old girl's character, and she drives away. And the Winnebago, same thing. Michael B. Jordan's character gets shot, he dies, and then just the kid survives, and then he ends the movie driving.
But the kid died in Dusk Till Dawn, right? He got bit.
I'm not talking about the brother. I'm talking about Julia's character.
Julia Lewis.
Yeah, she was the sole survivor from that night, the same way the black kid was, and how Michael B. Jordan's character died, same way George Clooney died at the end.
I mean, I didn't go that deep. I just thought they're in basically a nightclub, and vampires attack it. But the vampires were already in the club in Dusk Till Dawn.
Small
They
detail
couldn't get
change.
in the club in Sinners.
Right.
So it's a little different.
I can see
Close though.
I can see the correlation. I saw it from Dusk Till Dawn, but not 50 times. So I'm like, I vaguely remember it. But there's enough points that I'm like, okay, if you can drive that line to that line to that line to that line, cool. I saw a podcast where Ryan Coogler was talking about his, the different inspirations for it. He was talking about Puss in Boots was an inspiration.
Oh wow.
Because you saw the vampires had red eyes.
Yeah.
And in the last Puss in Boots, the wolf that was Death had the red eyes and was menacing and whistling, and you would just see like two red dots in the night. So he was like, he literally told the guy on it, he was like, yo, the red-eyed bad guy and Death chasing people. He's like, that was a major.
He said Demon Knight too.
And then and then there's like 6 August Wilson plays that are all blended in together that are also.
I think I saw the interview.
Damn, so he stole a lot.
He's not stealing. It's inspiration.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
He put a film together.
It was a good movie. Like, I'm not saying anything. It was a dope movie.
But there were so many. I think black people. I think the turning point for a lot of black people in that movie where they was like, oh, this is so much deeper than vampires. It was when the vampire was like, this is better than being black. Like being a vampire because you running shit. You know what I mean? Like you want to live your whole life.
He's like, we could go bite up some clan members right now.
Yeah, like this. You want to live your whole life being subservient, being looked as less than, not having shit. You want to be a vampire. You running shit as a vampire, bro. I was like this. I was in the theater and I was with all black people. I literally heard him go, ooh. I heard the shit. I was like this. Oh, what are you saying? Right. Then I was thinking. Then the next part, I was thinking, why ain't nobody give me all this? I gotta be that motherfucker black man.
Did you stay long enough to see the bonus footage and stuff?
Yep, the end. That was
they
dope
kind of
too.
like
the real buddy guy.
Yeah,
at the end that was dope.
But then they showed, they like it was a whole nother. It was what
Michael
70s. Michael B. Jordan out on the coochie sweater.
It was like 90.
It was the 90s.
91 or something.
Yeah, and they came back in like 80s gear.
Like to show you how.
But it shows you how like these vampires weren't reckless. Like they were very strategic. He was like, "Look, I promised my brother I'd let you live. So I'm letting you go." So it wasn't just like they actually like almost had a soul a little bit. Vampires aren't supposed to have
his brother's
souls.
beef with him why they fought like that is because he killed the brother's love interest.
Yeah.
He's like, I already bid her to turn. She's been bit. She will turn. We will be in love for eternity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That wasn't industrial dawn.
Well, he killed his own love interest, excuse me.
Yeah. And then that love, the girl is Josh Allen's wife.
In real life.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's like, how come you don't tell me to shoplift the pussy?
Yeah, that was great. That was a great line. That wasn't industrial dawn.
I liked watching that scene where, because I watched it in a row full of black women. And when Michael
I
B.
know what you're
Jordan's
about to
other
say.
brother, the white girl, came, they was like, And you know what I'm saying? They was like, lost him, right? But then that one sex scene he had with the black chick,
And I
he
like
bits
how
her
they-
over.
I liked how they
was back
casted a
in.
thick black girl too. It
Yeah,
wasn't
it was a system, man.
that was
Yeah,
that
it
was
wasn't a
some-
light skinned
Yeah, that was
black
some
girl.
biscuits. And,
Yeah, she was
gravy.
thick. But I
You
seen
like-
somebody be like, "How come the first time we watch a full figure black woman get hit, it's got to be from the back, all impersonable, dirty dick, all just in a little shed."
It was Michael B. Jordan, bro.
I'm just telling you what.
If Michael Jordan's gonna fuck you, you take it wherever you can, ladies.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
if Gary's gonna fuck you, let him finger
I'm
bang.
gonna finger it first. That was the only difference in the movie. Like, I'll do it. I'm like, hold on. Let me warm it up first, baby.
Right, we're gonna be here till dawn.
Oh my god. Yeah, I left there like, yo, that was a dope movie. But then when I started reading reviews, they were like, this is the greatest shit ever. I go, whoa, did I miss something?
No, that's a stretch, but it was a great movie. And also, like, there's people who are like, like the people who are running accounts and making content based on movies. They're like, all right, after my 9th watch, I picked up on another thing, and now they're
Yeah.
stretching.
Yeah.
I watched artists sit back and let people interpret their art, and if it's dope enough, they'd be like, yeah, fuck it, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, nah, did you realize, like, somebody had a whole thing they broke down about, like, the Grand National car that Kendrick Lamar was using in the year it came out and how it was a stop build and there weren't any more and the date that it was happening. This is how you know 10 more songs are coming at 4:13 tomorrow. Everybody hold your fucking breath.
Yeah, and this
Nothing.
You know what I don't like about concerts right now? So I went to the Kendrick and SZA concert in Houston,
Oh,
right?
Keelan went to that.
and I was there. That shit looked crowded. It looked packed.
Yeah.
The energy was crazy. And then the next day they're like, yeah, it's only half full. And I go, oh my God. So I sold 35,000 tickets? This guy sucks.
Right.
Like, what are you saying right now?
Right.
The Energy Stadium is huge, one of the biggest NFL stadiums in the
It's
country.
huge.
I'm going, so I was there. I didn't pick up it was half full. And now they're trying to get on Beyonce about she's not selling out all these stadiums. I'm just
You
going,
know,
can we just enjoy the concert?
Another thing that I thought was interesting about Sinners was what Ben Stiller said, because Variety posted about the movie. They're like, its opening weekend did X amount of dollars, and then it was like the budget for the full movie was this, including marketing. So it has the ways to go. And Ben Stiller was like, in what world
Right.
do we take numbers that are exciting at somebody's opening weekend and then be like, it's still a shortfall? Because you also did the same thing for this other movie with an all-white cast, and you just said what it made.
Right.
Even though it's way more in depth than Sinners was.
That part. Sinners going to make money, make a ton of money.
It already cracked. It already did what it needed to do. But what's interesting is that Coogler was finally able to get a deal to where like the rights go back to him in 23 years or 25 years. And everybody was like, where did you get this deal from? Did you catch him slipping? Like, and he was like, no, the deal I got already is a thing that happens.
Yeah. It happened.
Why
He
is it
named off
special
like 4
that I
directors.
did it? Yeah.
He's like Scorsese. He was naming them off.
Yeah.
You know? He's so smart. He's so bright.
Genius. He talks hella interesting. Like it's not just Bay Area. It's like it's Coogler talk.
Like I haven't met him, but I can only imagine if you're in the room with them, you're just gonna be like, whatever you need, bro. And he's gonna make you feel like you can really do that. Don't finger her. Don't finger her right now. Yeah, just wait.
Yeah. Use my fingers.
Hey, get the pig's feet. And the ashwanga.
Yeah.
Mix it up. You're gonna do the first one.
Yeah.
Become weight with pork.
Yeah.
In this movie. I handle that.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I was in the room with F. Gary Gray, and I was like, wow. You could tell he was like, it's weird to say, but you could tell he was a mover of men. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could
There's
tell
people that have a presence.
yeah. There's a commanding
you know
presence.
it
And he wasn't
immediately.
even fucking talking. He was just
Yeah.
chilling. Like, literally, I don't think he spoke to anybody. I think Faison might have been like, Gary. And it was like, and then they talked for a second, and then outside of that, like, he wasn't, but it was just like, if he moved, like, people got out the way, all kind of shit. I was like, well, who is that?
Will Packer's like that.
That's
The producer.
Gray. That's F. Gary Gray.
Yeah. You get in the room with Will Packer, you feel like you're the most important man in the world.
And Tyler Perry, too. Much shit people talk about Tyler Perry's movies. If Tyler Perry is around, people be like,
Yeah, I was on a sitcom with him.
Mm-hmm. That's
He
dope.
went to bat on that one. He just gave me the part.
Sick.
Yep. That was before he got the new studio. That was when he had the. Now it would deem small, but I was walking around like, God damn.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
It was,
what
it
the
was still
fuck?
big.
Jesus Christ. Had the big fountain in the front, had the state-of-the-art gym. You know what I mean?
Right,
A
right.
barber shop. Like, everything was right there. You never had to leave. That was
Barbers were in the barbershop
there was a full barber shop.
just for him.
No.
But it
I
was,
don't know if it's for him or not. I didn't
It
use
was
it.
an operable shop.
Yeah.
Though.
Wow.
Wow.
Barber shop.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You know what I mean? It was
I
unreal.
want to. That's something that I have aspirations to do is to create movies, and so I think it's a part of the next chapter.
Let's do, but this. Let's do a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
They're Asian.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll just.
I want to do. I had an idea for a werewolf movie.
I'll bite you like that.
Uh huh. Eat a little ginger first, then bite you.
Yeah. Wasabi. Is the wasabi spicy? This what? Here, let me cool it off. Or let's do a vampire movie at Asian massage parlor.
Ooh,
They think they're getting a rub down. Turn over.
It will still be $100.
Yeah. Guys come walking out. I feel amazing.
Right. That's fuck. Well, look, man, we're gonna wrap it up. But check me out, man. I got some shows coming up. And let me just say a few since we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Lexington, May 9th, Minneapolis, May 10th. These were fun shows. I loved when I did them.
How was that theater?
Grand Rapids, Michigan. We have there's 2 shows in Lexington. Grand Rapids, Michigan is May 16th. Detroit at the Fillmore is May 17th. And then I'm going to be doing the Miami Improv for Memorial Day weekend.
Is that Dania?
This is was that Dania Beach? No, this is Doral.
Doral. Okay, Doral.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that because it was already scheduled and then I got sick. I was like, we got to move this. I did not expect them to be like Memorial Day weekend. I was like, oh, I'm there now.
Dude. Oh no, I'm at Addison. I'm at Dania. Somewhere around there. Either week before we go. But I think Dania is Fort Lauderdale, right? That's considered Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah, because that's where we went after the Fort Lauderdale show because we went there with Dorf and sat outside. Remember when we had all that food on the patio and the show was going on inside?
I do not remember.
Oh, I'm there right
You
after.
ate
I'm
good.
June 6th to the 8th. I'm in Dania.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm just gonna pump one, July 12th, Pearl Theater inside the Palms Casino.
Nice.
Vegas.
Oh, and I just added Atlantic City. Just literally just went live today.
Where are you doing that?
Atlantic City is
June something.
But what casino?
718 Atlantic City Tropicana showroom at the
It's in
Tropicana.
Tropicana, yeah.
So this is the one we did last year.
Yeah.
So Atlantic City and I guess Philadelphia and surrounding areas. I'm coming to Atlantic City. Let's play, man. Let's have a good time. Let's have some fun.
Cool. All right, y'all.
Y'all be blessed.
See you next time.